Hello everyone, my name is Atindra Singh and my student ID is Planning, Precursor Document Strategy and Business category. The company is a large enterprise.
This is the fourth slide of the presentation. Now I'm going to present this presentation. It's all about the InfoSec department. Yes, a separate information security department should be decided to include because the security mission of the company require one. The Information Security Department should be responsible for maintenance and security policies and guidelines which support the overall security mechanism of the company, which in the case of crucial importance in the IT department due to the threat of the potential malware in the heterogeneous IT infrastructure across the two sites consisting of users who work with computers and the other using Microsoft Windows operating system post its redesigning of IT security systems to protect against malware and other attacks, establishing a set of business processes to safeguard information assets regardless of how it is formulated, whether in transit or process or at risk in storage, is one of the responsibilities of InfoSec. As part of the organization cybersecurity strategy, and the organization should typically employ information security to safeguard digital information while preventing unauthorized access. InfoSec would ensure that employees have access to data if and when required. It can likewise be related to risk management and legal policies. The three principles of InfoSec are confidentiality, integrity, and availability, which form the three pillars of the system. Confidentiality involves the availability of information to those with accurate authorization. This would be very handy for the clients as well as the company to avoid leakage of data. But wait 2021, the version of the company is to be the leading digital media company in Eastern Europe, which requires integrity of data, which happen to the second principle of InfoSec. Availability revolves around the first principle of confidentiality, which is about access to information on the proper authorization. The company's IT program is also linked directly or indirectly to risk management. The organization can take the help of the InfoSec to analyze the risk and look for positive outcomes. D and VA as 2023. Let's moving to the next slide of the presentation. It is about the functions to implement InfoSec program. As had been mentioned earlier, the InfoSec program is necessary for this organization. The function that the essential to perform in order to implement the InfoSec program are the thread of confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality is the accessibility of data only to those who are currently authorized, which would be very helpful for the clients and the company to prevent data leakage. The company version 2 become the leader in digital media across Eastern Europe can be accompanied by a maintaining data integrity, which is in the second principle of InfoSec availability, which in the third principle is related to the first principle of confidentiality, which addresses the matter of access to data to authorized workers only. The IT program of the company is related to risk management as well, so the business can utilize InfoSec to analyze the risk and produce outcome that could be alleviate such risk. Bathway 2021. Next, science of InfoSec includes the equilibrium of contending factors. It is related to risk management. The objective here is to augment positive results while limiting negative ones. While implementing a system, organizations use risk management principle to determine the level of the risk they are willing to take. They can also reduce risk by establishing safeguards and mitigations, which InfoSec can. Data classification should be taken into consideration to prioritize information that must remain highly confidential or easy accessible. Digital data and computer systems are not the only aspects of information security. Physical information, printed information, and other forms of media are all covered by the comprehensive InfoSec policy. Personal data should be protected by users' trainings. In addition to computer controls and organizational policies are risk mitigation manners. A technical control that restricts a range, writes and logs changes, for instance, can be implemented by the organization too. And logs changes, the instance can be implemented by an organization to reduce the likelihood that an accounting analyst will alter the financial data. Alternately, the risk can be reduced by implementing a policy that requires a second person to audit implemented records pathway 2021. Non reputations or the capacity to demonstrate that information has not been tampered with it. Yet, another crucial aspects of information security. Nobody ought to mess with information very still or the way. Its source out to be dependable and it is out not to be confidentially or nuxiously altered. Information security should also taken into consideration business continuity and disaster recovery in the event of the malfunctioning piece of software or hardware. Data out to remain accessible and unchanged. This can accomplish by organization using redundant systems and backups. Depending on the reason, regulatory bodies frequently regulate personally in the identifiable information bar advisory 2023. Let's move to the sixth slide of the presentation. It's about the organogram of the information security department. Every stakeholder has a clear understanding of assigning individual roles, responsibilities, and authority. Security related tasks should be designated to specify employees and communicated to them by the company. The organogram or staffing of the InfoSec are as follows. Executive Management, the Chief Information Security Officer CISO, Chief Technology Officer CTO, Chief Risk Officer CSO, and on should all share overall responsibility and information security. The enterprise information security strategies that ensures the safety of information assets is typically the responsibility of these executives. BSB Cybersecurity 2020. Information System Security Professionals, IT Security Manager, IT Risk Manager, Compliance Manager, and IT Security Analyst responsible for the organization's security policies, standards, baselines, procedures, and guidelines, designs, implementation management, and review. Data owners, data system and budgetary owners who are responsible for implementation of appropriate security in accordance with the organization's security policy and who determine access and privileges of the employees clients. IS auditors, they are responsible for independent assurance to management on the security objectives and whether the security policies are working or not. That's Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jashwinder Singh having a student ID. Now I'm just moving to the key selection criteria for now this is the term for SETA.